Hey, it's PMR. Today we're going to talk about the A9 III versus the Kodak Charm. Let's get into it. There's been some pretty stiff competition for Sony in the recent year or so. Canon and Nikon seem to be, trying to catch up to things. But out of nowhere comes from Big Yellow a huge contender, the Kodak Charm. This is a neat camera, and I thought it was worth doing a video on and comparing the Kodak Charm to the A9 III. It's legitimate, I think, in every way. So let's get into it. So here it is. This is the Kodak Charm. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny little camera. It weighs 30 grams. It is a full digital camera. It shoots both stills and video. There's a screen on the back, which I'll show you in a second here. It's got a cute little screen that comes up, and it's really neat. I took it with me yesterday on a little road trip. I drove down to Alabama and back to buy a motorcycle, and took it with me. I had a really good time. So let's talk about these two cameras and how they oppose each other. And, you'll have to make a decision at the end of the video about which is the best value for you. So let's go. A9 III versus Kodak Charm. A9 III has 24.6 megapixels versus the Kodak Charm's 1.6 megapixels. There's not a lens included when you buy a Sony A9 III, but the Kodak Charm comes with a 35mm 2.4 lens. The Sony A9 III is able to accept CF Type A cards as well as SD cards, and there's 2 card slots. There's only 1 micro SD card slot on the Kodak Charm, so that's kind of a loss for Kodak there. There's a 9.4 mil dot EVF on the A9, which is pretty awesome, except it's not as awesome as the Charm because the Charm literally has a hole through the ABS plastic through which you look. And so the viewfinder quality is the quality of your eye. And the human eye is way better than any camera could ever do. So that's a big win for the Charm. There's 120 frames per second shooting raw on the A9 III. But there's about 1 frame every 2 to 3 seconds on the Charm because you have to wait for the little shutter noise, which is really cool actually, to end before you can take the next picture. So you have to be a little patient there. The back screen flips around on the A9, which makes it really easy to do selfies. The back screen is stationary on the Kodak Charm, but this is a good thing because young people who are going to be, I think, hoarding to buy this Charm camera, they take enough selfies with their phones. They don't need to be able to do that again with their Charm. So I think that's a really good thing. Both have USB-C charging ports, so they're neck and neck there. And there's, of course, a strap that almost no one uses when you get an A9 III out of the box, but it is included with a strap. But the keychain is really cool that comes with the Charm. You can actually put it on your car keys if you want to and have it with you at all times, no matter what. And not really worry about getting stolen or getting, mugged or something like that. So the price of the Sony A9 III right now, post-tariff, is $6,798. The price of the Kodak Charm is $29.95. That's right, you could buy 227 Charms for the cost of one Alpha 9 Mark III. So I'm not sure what to tell you because really I want to leave it to you about which of these fantastic cameras you would want to have in your arsenal, but I really enjoy taking this Charm with me on this road trip yesterday. Here's a few pictures I took from the truck.